Morning, everyone. Did you get wet last night? Good. Right, well, we have got a huge day ahead of us here in Bangkok. Thankfully, for some reasons, it was the last day of Songkran yesterday, so we're good to stay dry today, hopefully, fingers crossed, although we will be on the river in a little while. Let's start off by greeting each other in Thai style. So we might just take a moment here to learn a Thai greeting. So when I want to say good morning to you or hello, it depends whether you are a boy or a girl or a male or a female, what you say. So the first bit is the same for each of us. Sawadi, sawadi. And then if you are a boy, you add on the kind of ending which makes what you're saying polite. So it's sawadi kap. Okay, and then if you are a girl, you say sawadi ka. Sawadi kap. Sawadee ka. So sawadee ka, everybody. Get yourselves some breakfast and come back and we'll talk through our big plans for the day. Now, when you're over at the breakfast counter, you might notice that there are some different options here in Bangkok, in Asia. It's not all about eggs and beans and toast and cereal. There are noodle soups. There is fried rice. There are all sorts of kind of Chinese dumplings. There are various things that you can have. So be adventurous and try something different. Okay, so hopefully you got your breakfast. And you're going to need to have a good breakfast because this is what we have got planned just for the morning. So in a few moments we're going to head down to the river, which is fairly close by, and we are going to jump on a river taxi, which is a boat taxi basically, which is going to take us to a very famous temple called Wat Po. And I will talk to you about that a little bit more when we get there. We're going to spend some time exploring the temple. There's some really cool things there that I want to show you. And then after we've explored the temple, we're going to take a ride on the Bangkok SkyTrain and visit a Thai market, have a good look around, and then hopefully grab some lunch. And then we're going to head back to the hotel by tuk-tuk, which is an adventure all in itself. So head back up to your rooms, grab a kind of day pack. You're going to need water. It's still quite early, but already the day has started to heat up. As you get into your Bangkok rhythm, you'll realise that the best times to do things are kind of earlier on in the morning and later on in the evening, because in between it really does get roasting hot. So I'll see you out front of the hotel in a few moments' time and we'll get going. Okay, so here we are down at the river. We just missed this boat, unfortunately. This one has just ploughed past. We're going to jump on the next one. We've got to be ready because they really don't hang about, these river taxis. They're called express river taxis. They cost next to nothing to get on, but you've really got to be ready to jump on. So here comes one now. Get ready, everybody. That's it. On we go. Okay, good. And we can settle down and relax a little bit and have a look around us. So we are on the Chao Phraya river, which runs right through the heart of Bangkok. Huge river. And actually here in Bangkok, although we don't always realise it, we're not all that far away from the sea. And of course Thailand is also famous for beaches and islands. That's something we might get time to talk about a little bit later on in our trip. But for now, just have a look left and right at some of the fantastic temples you can see over there on the far bank. We'll talk a little bit more about some of the features in a moment's time, but you can see those hooks pointing up into the sky. Those are called spirit hooks, and they are a feature on every Thai temple. And you can kind of see how the roof of the temple is just shimmering a little bit in the sun. That's another thing that the Thai temples do brilliantly. You can see them from miles off because the sun tends to shine off the sort of reflective surface and some of the gold that's used on the outside of them. So that's beautiful. Oh, look on the other side. Over on the right hand side, this is one of Bangkok's most famous landmarks. This is called Wat Arun. So when you have Wat in front of something, that means temple. And this is the temple of the rising sun. Now, if we'd been here another sort of half hour or so earlier, we might have just seen the rising sun reflecting beautifully off this temple. But it's still a pretty impressive sight. Okay, we're coming up to our stop now. We're going to jump off on this pier here. Be ready, because just like when we got on, we don't have all that much time to get off. So as soon as it pulls in and the ferryman kind of makes it fast to the pier, that's our cue. Jump off, make sure you got everything. Here we go. Right, and we're off, and we can relax a little bit. So we'll have a little walk up this side street here towards Wat Po, where we're headed for. Oh, this is interesting. So I had hoped we would see some monks when we were out and about today. This is a Thai monk, a holy person. It is an interesting thing in Thailand that all men are expected to become monks for some period of their lives, whether it's just for a week or for a longer period of time. And during that time that they are monks, they obviously study holy texts, they meditate. The main religion in Thailand is Buddhism, so these are Buddhist monks. That's something you could possibly find out more about if you wanted to. And they're recognizable by these distinctive kind of orange saffron robes. And as I was saying, during the time that they're monks, they're not allowed to own anything, to earn money. So what we're seeing now is what we often see in Thailand early in the mornings. Monks will kind of do the rounds looking for food and drink and things like that. It's called alms, A-L-M-S. And people will happily give monks, stall holders and market stalls, shop owners, will happily give monks food and sustenance, because it's a way of what's called making merit. So kind of getting a little bit of holiness themselves. So that's a great thing to see, and we can look out for monks everywhere we go. Right, so we're going to head into the Wat Po temple complex now, but an important rule. This is a very, very holy place, and what we've got to do is follow the rules that are in place and respect those. So we're not allowed to go in with bare shoulders or bare knees. So if you've got bare shoulders or bare knees at the moment, you're going to have to pause the video and find some kind of shawl or cover or something longer to cover yourself up before we go in. Okay, everybody set? Right, well, let's head in to Wat Po. So this is one of the things that we're going to see first of all. Right, so as we're standing here, just worth mentioning that it was very difficult to choose where to bring you to today. We could have gone to the Grand Palace, similar, and actually just next door to Wat Po. We could have visited Wat Arun, but I just thought I'd bring you here because it's got something that we're not going to get the chance to see anywhere else. So what we're looking at here is what are called stupas. These kind of almost sort of pyramid shaped structures, and these ones contain ashes of some of the Thai royal family from different eras. So they're obviously very special and important. We've already talked about how Thai people revere and worship their kings and queens and royal family. We can see those spirit hooks again here on the edge of this temple building. We're going to take a look around because actually Wat Po is one of the biggest temples in Thailand, and it has more Buddha images, so these are Buddha images, than any other temple in Thailand. It's got over 1,000 Buddha images, so these are just a few of them. Now, what we're doing as we're looking around, we're seeing all sorts of different things. There are some influences from other countries. Sometimes we see sort of Chinese influences in Thai Buddhism because of the way the cultures have overlapped in the past. And this is certainly an interesting looking fellow. And if you're interested in finding out more about this, and this is something that you can research in your own time, just look at these incredible colours here on this little bit of detail on the side of one of the temple buildings. Again, a little bit sort of Chinese in character, but just incredible to look at. Now, I'm looking for something in particular here, but I can't remember exactly where to take you. It's not this, although this is interesting. But what we'll do is we'll just try that door over there, and we'll see if that's what I'm looking for. Okay, follow me this way. I think it might be. Yes, and here we are, the reclining Buddha of Wat Po. Now this Buddha statue lying down, supporting its head on its right hand, as you can see, is huge. It is 46 meters long, covered with gold leaf, and the noise you can hear in the background is what we get: people walking around dropping money and coins in the little pots as a way of making merit. Let's have a closer look here and just sort of look at the expression on the face of this reclining Buddha, and just get some of that sort of relaxation and serenity. Look at the detail on the head there. And what you'll love, come with me, and have a look at the feet down the end, because these are just incredible. They are covered in pearls, and look close up, just an incredibly beautiful thing. So what we'll do is we'll head out of Wat Po. It can be a little bit tiring walking around a temple, so I've got another little suggestion now. What I think we could do, especially looking at the traffic, which looks a little bit jammed up at the moment down there, let's take the Sky Train to the market that I want to show you. So we're going to come up these steps here up to the top level. This is something that was fairly recently built in Bangkok, but it's just great for people living and working in the city, because you can't get a SkyTrain jam. Okay, so here's our SkyTrain. This is going to whisk us off to the market that we want to visit, while everybody else sits in traffic. So jump on. The other thing is it's nice and air conditioned, so it gives us a few lovely moments of cool on our way to the market. Okay, so jump off and follow me. Here we are, and this is a great sight to see, because it sums up something that is just so Bangkok, which is stalls on the side of the street where people cook and make incredible but cheap food, and there are all sorts of people that sit down just on the pavement and eat this fantastic Thai street food, which Bangkok is famous for. So we have a little walk through this street here, and there's a kind of fresh market that I want to show you a little bit further up. So here we are, huge variety of produce available in this fresh market, all sorts of things that probably we haven't seen before, but a great array of freshness. And it's kind of like a typical Bangkok thing, because this is where so much of the food, wonderful food we eat, or we can eat on the street stalls, begins. I don't know if you know what these things are, but those are chilies, small ones and very, very fiery, spicy ones. Thai people absolutely love spicy food and consume these in quantities you can't even imagine. So when you're ordering your food and you're ordering your lunch in a minute, make sure that you ask for yours to not have any chili with it, unless you want to give it a go and see how you get on with the spice. Word of warning though, it can take your breath away. So if you do order the food with spice in it and you get into difficulty, put your hand up so that we know you're not messing about, and then we'll see how we can help you. Okay, we don't want to lose anyone. Right, so what I thought we could do is just stop and have some lunch here. So, all sorts of things that you can pick and choose from. Rice is a very, very popular dish in Thailand. In fact, one way of asking how are you in Thai, translated into English, is simply to ask people, have you had your rice yet? So rice is kind of eaten with almost every meal, and if it's not rice, it's probably noodles. Fried rice is very popular, all sorts of noodle soups, vegetables, generally things that are fried up very, very quickly and fast in a very hot wok in a matter of minutes and seconds, straight from fresh and onto your plate. This is interesting too. Those of you that enjoy fruit, I would recommend giving some of this fruit a try. We've got pineapples here. We've got watermelon. These are guava. I think they're called the apples of the tropics, so kind of a little bit of an appley taste, quite watery but very refreshing. And then we've got mangoes and bananas. Often you'll find kind of coconut. I think these are lychees, and these might be tamarind. I'm not exactly sure what they are, but if we were to buy some fruit from this store, we'd get it in a plastic bag probably. And we would get a wooden stick to eat it with, and just a case of poking your stick in and eating bits of fruit like that. The pineapples and the fruit in general are incredibly sweet, so I really do recommend giving that a go. So here's a typical outside restaurant. You can see that it's thronging with people. People who live in Bangkok who are working will come and have their lunch at a place like this, or families will come out, visit in the evening. People have their own favourite street food sellers, and look at that, it's just right next to the road. So while it might not be the most healthy place to sit, there's certainly plenty of action and plenty to watch while you are eating your lunch. So what I suggest to you guys is go back, choose something from that big selection of Thai food, sit down here and have it. And because people might want to take longer or shorter over their lunch, what we'll do is we'll meet back at the hotel. Now, I've got a suggestion for you in terms of the way to get back. What you've got to do at Bangkok Essential is take a tuk-tuk ride. So when you've finished your lunch, head on over to that tuk-tuk rank over there. Tell the driver where you want to go. You'll have to negotiate the price a little bit. So probably what he'll do is he'll say quite a high price to you first of all, and then you need to barter that down. And then climb aboard. You can get almost seemingly any number of people in the back of a tuk-tuk. There's no seat belts, so it's a bit of an adventure. And just a word of warning, don't stick arms or legs outside the tuk-tuk, because these drivers will try to fit through the smallest of gaps. And once you've heard the sound of a tuk-tuk engine while you're sitting aboard it, it's something that you'll probably never forget. A little bit like a deranged lawnmower or something like that. So what you need to do to take your tuk-tuk ride is just click the link in below the video, below this video. Take your tuk-tuk ride and enjoy it, and then I will meet you back at the hotel. And we've got something else planned for later on this afternoon and this evening. So I'll see you then.